You keep explaining yourself. That is exactly why they stop respecting you. Every time you react, you hand them a piece of your power. Somewhere right now, someone is studying your kindness like a weakness. Your silence is not empty. It is the loudest thing you own. The people who hurt you are waiting for one thing only: your reaction. You were taught fairness. They were taught leverage. Only one of you is winning. This is not a lesson. This is a warning about your own life. Be why the end of this. You will never explain yourself the same way again. Empathy was never meant to be a target, but to the wrong people. It is. The moment you over-explain, you confirm to them that you can be pressured. Honesty without boundaries is not virtue. It is an open door. They notice you apologize first. Now they wait for it every time. Fairness assumes the other side is playing by the same rules. They are not. Every group has someone whose calm is mistaken for permission to push further. You were never too sensitive. You were simply legible to people who read weakness well. Every time you forgive too quickly, you teach them the price of hurting you. Loneliness in a crowded room is not sadness. It is often clarity arriving late. The people closest to you can read your patterns better than your enemies can. You mistake their silence for peace. It is often the sound of them planning. Every hierarchy is invisible until the day you are placed at the bottom of it. Somewhere in your life, someone is already rehearsing how to disarm your next reaction. Long before modern therapy, one mind mapped this exact war without mercy or apology. He was not writing to comfort you. He was writing to arm you. He understood something most people spend a lifetime refusing to accept about others. Silence, he understood, was often attributed to the phrase, "Silence is a source of great strength." That single idea will reshape every relationship you walk into after today. He was not cruel. He was simply done pretending people play fair. His words survived centuries because they described something no one wanted to admit. What comes next is not philosophy. It is a mirror you cannot look away from. There's a moment they stopped testing your limits and started assuming there were none. It happens quietly. A cancelled plan, a dismissed opinion, a joke made at your cost. You forgave it fast because conflict frightened you more than disrespect ever did. Respect is never asked for twice. It is either present, or it is already gone. The shift begins the day you stop announcing when you are hurt. Telling people exactly how you feel gives them a map of exactly where to strike. This is not about lying. It is about no longer narrating every private wound aloud. Drop this in the comments. I will never explain my pain to people who caused it. People who genuinely care will notice your distance without needing an explanation for it. People who exploit you will only escalate once they realize the explanations have stopped. Distance is not coldness. It is a space where your judgment finally becomes clear again. When you stop reacting instantly, you start noticing patterns you were too close to see. The people who manipulate you rely entirely on your speed, never on your patience. Distance forces them to reveal their real intentions, because silence gives them nothing to work with. Drop this in the comments. MY's silence is not permission. It is observation. You keep waiting for people to treat you the way you treat them. Stop waiting. Fairness is a value, not a guarantee, and confusing the two will exhaust you completely. Some people were never negotiating fairly. They were only pretending long enough to win. This knowledge is for protection, not destruction. It exists so you stop being surprised. Once you stop expecting fairness from unfair people, their power over you quietly disappears. Every unnecessary explanation is a small apology for existing exactly as you are. People with real authority rarely explain themselves. Their decisions simply stand on their own. Explaining yourself to someone determined to misunderstand you is a war you cannot win. Let your actions answer questions your words have already answered enough times before. Nothing frightens a manipulator more than someone whose next move cannot be predicted. They built their strategy on your predictable reactions. Silence deletes their entire playbook instantly. Drop this in the comments. They cannot manipulate what they cannot predict. When you stop performing your emotions publicly, you stop giving them a stage to use. Kindness without discernment is not generosity. It is an invitation you never meant to send. The kindest people in any room are often the first one quietly taken advantage of. You can remain kind and still learn exactly who has earned access to that kindness. Boundaries are not cruelty. They are the fence around the kindness you have left. Being available at every hour teaches people your time was never worth protecting. Scarcity is not manipulation. It is a natural result of valuing your own attention. The people worth keeping will wait. The ones who were never truly for you. Drop this in comments. My time is not a resource for everyone to spend. Withdrawal is not punishment. It is a quiet return of power you had given away. The moment you stop chasing closure, they lose the only leverage they had left. People confuse your calm exit for indifference. It is actually the highest form of control. You do not owe anyone access to a version of you that they never protected. Think of the last group chat where you apologized first for something that was never yours. Think of the last meeting where your idea was ignored until someone else repeated it. Think of every relationship where your patience was mistaken for something you had unlimited. None of this was random. It was a predictable result of a pattern you can end. The practical shift is simple. Pause longer than feels comfortable before you respond to anyone. Let the discomfort of that pause belong to them, not to you, for once in your life. This is not about becoming cold. It is about finally becoming unreadable to the wrong people. Something in you has already shifted, even if you cannot name it yet. The old you is dead. You are a weapon, pointed at your own future. You belong to no one. To every person who underestimated your silence will eventually meet the version of you that learned. You are no longer asking for permission to protect your own peace. The fire behind you is every version of yourself that apologized for existing too loudly. What comes next in your life will be decided by your silence, not your explanations. You did not come this far to keep performing weakness for people who never deserved you. This channel exists for people done explaining themselves to those who never deserved it. If tonight changed how you see your own silence, you already belong here with us. Subscribing is not loyalty to a channel. It is loyalty to who you are becoming. Every person watching this is quietly choosing awareness over the comfort of staying unaware. Here's the only question that matters now. Who taught you that silence made you weak?